Hello everyone! Welcome back to a very special episode of Shadowtoys Photography, where this time we're celebrating reaching over 600 subscribers! And, what is that? Yes, I got married this past November, and I know what you're thinking, but what about your pre-orders, man? Don't worry. Nothing is really changing yet. No, I'm kidding. She's very supportive. Obviously, I wouldn't have married her if she wasn't cool with the deal, you know what I mean? But, I did joke that, my now wife, then fiance, that she was kind of on pre-order. I was like, hey, I kind of have you on pre-order. And she thought it was funny. She got a kick. So anyways, that's mainly what's been going on with me personally. My health and vertigo, I have Meniere's disease in my right ear. I have hearing loss, and it causes unpredictable episodes of dizziness and vertigo. So that's always my main struggle honestly daily, and it's been going on for years. But if you've been watching my channels and these kind of catch-up videos, the celebration ones, that it's kind of like a little bit catching up with me, and of course celebrating you and this channel's growth. So let's move on to that. Like I said, everything's been good with me since like the bachelor party, which is a few days before the wedding. Actually started to feel really better, a lot better. So it's been really good. My wife was like, your friends are taking you out 36 hours before the wedding, and they're taking you to a bachelor party. She's like, you better not come back with a missing tooth like The Hangover. I said, don't worry. The photographers were very expensive. I plan on looking very good. So everything went well, and that was great. So again, caught up with me holidays, and I guess that wasn't the smartest idea, going right into the holidays. So but here we are. It's February now, and it's just been a little bit while, so it's always nice to check in. I enjoy doing these videos. But enough about me. Let's celebrate you again. Thank you all who have been subscribing. And let me get to one of my favorite parts, is the shout out phase. Forgive me if I mess up or butcher any of your names, but here we go. Our recent subscribers. We got Grubby, Kun, Elgene, DNA, Dark Itachi, Crystal Ann, Sizzle, Arturo, Brandon, 878, Marvel Man, Toy Mafia, Caesar, Abihana's Crafts, Inaheap, Densutube, Sean, Terraneko, Judge Jace, who was our 600th subscriber. Woo! Thank you, Jace, for judging me worthy of your subscription. Anyways, we got Ron G, Iron Matrix, Toys Equals Midlife Crisis. That's a great name. David Penn, and Jude Harry 24. Thank you, Danke, Domo y gracias. We wouldn't be here, we wouldn't be where we are now if it wasn't for all of you who have subscribed and been subscribing. So seriously, truly, thank you. Before I forget, according to YouTube analytics, not many subscribers are watching the videos. Only about 20% of you. It could be my fault for not doing the cookie cutter like, comment, subscribe shtick. But please do hit smash, lick, whatever way you want to go, and hit that tiny bell, which is somewhere, so you're notified when I post any new video. And also like, comment, subscribe. All right, now on to the toys. Enough jabberjawn. We'll be focusing on companies that this channel will be focusing on this year and for the foreseeable future, because just budgeting and quality, and just changing, getting older, and collections are huge. All of us have, boxes piled up. We all have too much right now. Since the stimulus and everything, we all have a little bit too much. So it's kind of, let me dial it back and see what I really need and don't need. But, before we get started, figure of the year 2022, just real quick, it's a three-way tie between HasLab Galactus, the HasLab Razor Crest, and Bandai Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts Naruto line. I have to say though, because those were just great toys. I didn't get Galactus because the Sentinel issues, and I just didn't want to, you know, kind of a fool me once, shame on me, or fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me kind of thing. So I just don't want to get Galactus. I know he's great. He turned out great, so that's why he's up there in my list. But I have to give it to the company of 2022 was definitely SH Figuarts, Bandai Tamashii Nations they just had timely pre-orders all year. Consistent releases, low QC. They listened to their fans and they bought back the Naruto line and they made it better than before. That's company of the year. I'm sorry, they beat out everyone else. Hasbro, Mezco, unfortunately. I mean, I got to tip my hat to Bandai. They were definitely kicked butt in 2022, and 2023 seems to be going the same way. Other companies are catching up, but yeah, Bandai rule it. But first off, all right, let's get into this. We're not going to deal with Bandai. We'll go with Neca. And this is an older figure. I'm not too old, but April O'Neil, I just think she's fantastic. They did a great job on her. But Neca, I'm kind of pulling away from, you know. I mean, maybe if they make some more boys figures, my Ninja Turtle collection's going to be hit and miss. But I did pick up this Ellie and Joel 2-pack and gave her another gun there. But, yeah, and it looks great. I mean, it looks great. It's just something about it I don't like. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. That could be it. My finger is on it, and maybe they changed the quality of the plastic or something, and I'm just feeling it through touch, and my brain's like, something's wrong. And my eye's like, I don't see anything. It looks great. But my brain's like, something's off, you know? So I think maybe the touch, I can't really tell. The plastic feels like quality, and they look great. I mean, a couple ladies, they scale well. I mean, they look good together. But I don't know. It's just, NECA's getting high up there. I'm getting very, very selective. And yeah, I don't know. This Last of Us set is pretty good. Oh, that just fell. But yeah, so I have been enjoying the show. Episode 3 was kind of a weird waste of time, I feel like. Nothing against that kind of show or material, but it just kind of threw me out of the story, and they like killed all the characters off, so it just felt like it didn't matter. It just felt like a waste of time. You know, if one of those characters would have ended up living or surviving, I feel like that would have been worth their time. But it's like, they killed him off, here's a note, see you later. It's like, really? Like, I'm hearing rumors one might come back, but who knows, by the time this comes out or after a while this is shot, that might change. But yeah, but I'm enjoying the show so far. I didn't play through the game, all the way through, but, you know, basically, you know what I mean? Like, I've been playing it with other people and watching people play it, and it's a really good story, I'm super excited to see where they go with this. All right, but let's pop Ellie out of here, and let's move on. So yeah, NECA pulling away a little bit. They're getting expensive, but if they get some good, surprising releases, I may stick with it. Next, let's go into SHF Figuarts. Speaking of the Figuarts, the company of the year, here's a Deadpool Marvel. I did get Venom, but I gotta still open him up, sadly. I haven't opened him up yet. But yeah, this one didn't come with guns, but again, he just looks fantastic. He kind of blends right into the background there. So Marvel, I don't know. We'll see. I heard that they're going to do the Green Goblin and Moon Knight. I saw some spoiler online leaked photos of. Who knows if they're real, but they seem pretty real. Of course, I'll be continuing with the Dragon Ball. Jeez, Vegeta's small, even next to Deadpool. I did not expect that. Wow, over the camera, I'm looking at him, and he doesn't look that tiny. And then on the camera, I'm like, geez, what a tiny man. He's like Krillin. Goodness gracious. But their Dragon Ball line has been fantastic, just fantastic. And of course, Naruto. Oh my goodness, this is just an amazing figure. And I know these are figures you've seen before, but I just can't get over how great they look. This is kind of just like a summary. Definitely have a lot of new stuff to show, but oh man. Well, speaking of a newer one, all right, let's these guys are kind of fall over here. Oh, Vegeta. His leg's a little loose there. Huh. Let's get Nardo back there. Yeah. All right, up it's good, but to the side there. A little weak. It's a little weak. See? They do have QC, but it is low. And none of the Nardo stuff has it. I feel like the Dragon Ball line, though, there's always something. There's always a little something QC on all of them. All right, let's move Deadpool out of here for a minute. And then let's bring in another Figuarts Nardo figure, Kakashi. Let's see if you could see his eye. There is a difference in his Sharingans. I think that's just the normal Sharingan, yeah. But he does have similar faces, and it is kind of hard to see because the older you get and with lighting and all that, you can't really tell. But if you look up close, there is a Mangekyo version as well. So that's really, really nice. They just gave him everything you need. Even this moves in the back. This moves like way better than the first version. I do have it. I just don't have it out because I just don't have the room. I have so many figures here. When I reach 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing a reveal of kind of the studio here, quote unquote studio. Remember this now that I'm calling this a studio. Remember that now. So when we get to 1,000, hopefully sooner rather than later. Kind of like he's lifting that up there. You'll see what, you can make fun of me a little bit for calling it a studio, but it's my studio. Come with. Gosh, Putin was so good. Nardo's definitely my favorite. And I'm creating a Nardo game. I will share eventually. I've been working on it for 15 years, honestly. It's a kind of a board game. I don't want to give away too much, but it's really excellent. I've been... I feel like Hiruzen, the professor of jutsu, because I've been studying every character, almost every move they have that we've seen in the manga, or, I mean, we read in the manga, or we've seen in the anime. Gosh, it looks so good. All right, let me move on to the next phase while I chat here. But yeah, it's just studying every jutsu. It's just, it's an undertaking, you know what I mean? And then I have to kind of play, what's it called? Not theorize, but experiment, I guess you could say, and see kind of the rock, paper, scissors, what jutsu beats what sort of thing, you know what I mean? So it's like, well, water style beats fire style, you know? So, I mean, more complex than that, but yeah, it's an undertaking, but I'm excited. All right, let's move on to the next figures, and that's, or company, it's Mafex. He's in no particular order. It's just Figuarts I will be collecting, obviously, Dragon Ball, and every Naruto figure for sure. Every single one. But this is Mafex. I did stop collecting Mafex for a while because of all the QC and just switching because the price point and switching more to Mezco and the cloth goods, but I just got a little tired of NECA's Terminators, and they refused to do too much from Dark Fate, just the two figures, and that was it. So like, I need more. And Mafex was like, hey, I got you. We're gonna create some Terminators and continue the line. So I'm down for it. I definitely will collect Mafex Terminators and Mafex boys figures. I want the endoskeleton from Terminator. If they do any of the T1000s as the cops, I may consider that, because there was that that other third-party cloth goods company. Oh goodness, I forgot their name, but if you're a Terminator fan, you know what I'm talking about. And they teased all these cool Terminator figures, and then they lost the license and kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. Maybe they never had the license, I don't know, but I was excited for those. I did get the one, and that was it. So I definitely got the craving for more cloth good Terminator figures, and then 3-0 came in. If you could watch that video, I love those Terminator figures. Oh my goodness, they're so good. They're so good. Cloth good Terminator figures, we needed that 10 years ago. But yeah, definitely excited about this line. I do have, let me pull him out over here as I knock into the light. The Feisen body, this is a custom with the man nipple Studios Terminator head. It's supposed to go with this body. It matches pretty nicely. The skin tone, his hands don't match, but that came with this body, so it was kind of funny. But I always wanted a nude Terminator, and you're like, what do you want a nude Terminator for those weird scenes? But no, honestly, if you had the Terminator biofill from back in the 90s, this is definitely scratching that itch for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's giving me that vibe. I really like it. And yeah, I just needed like a new Terminator. Bouchiques. But yeah. So, very happy with this. Very happy with the way that came out. Very happy that we're getting more Terminator stuff, even though franchise seems to be dead or on ice. But terminated. I hope not. I hope they bring it back like they did with Prey and Predator. But pretty good. All right, let's move on to Mezco, which of course will be going all in on. Not getting every character, unfortunately, because again, things are just getting really expensive. I was collecting every Mezco, but we have a lot to talk about Mezco. They've been having a rough time since COVID. They've been having a rough time, but they have been delivering their figures, and they just come out so excellent. You can watch the Crow review. He came out perfect. We got Bishop, who unfortunately, you know, a lot of people have the broken arms issue, and, you know, I don't want to be one of those people, you know, I can't stand that, where it's like, well, it didn't happen to mine, you know, I hate that, so I don't really want to focus on that, you know. I got lucky, you know, that's what I think, I got lucky, but I hate that. It's like, oh, anyone having this problem? It's like, no, that's fine, but it's like, mine's okay, so I guess, you know, I don't know. There's a little bit of a bad taste with that kind of attitude, so I try not to talk about it, but other than his QHC issue, man, he did come out great. But yeah, the Mezco's having a little couple hiccups there. I hope that turns around. That's kind of other than their delays and their bringing in the one I've been waiting for all year, other than the delays and the QC issues, I mean, they have been delivering, and they would have been company of the year again. Again, my Predator was all right. A lot of people had problems with their laser cannon, and mine moves up and down but doesn't really have the full swivel, so I understand. But oh, this figure's great. I mean, if you collect NECA, it's been like 2 years since they came out with a cool Predator figure, so go in, give this one a shot. You know, the worst can happen is you think it's meh, and he can just be part of your tribe, or customize him. I mean, his helmet's magnetic. You could try one of those give one of the custom guys a try who print Predator masks and stuff for all different scales. That's pretty sick, you know, make a custom out of them. I'm pretty happy with it. I really like the Predator from Predator 1, and the City Hunter's definitely my favorite next to Wolf. But City Hunter, I think, is my favorite. The gear he had, the staff, the disc, throwing disc, the net. I think the net's one of my favorites. When I play the Predator Hunting Grounds game, I always use the net. I always use the net. Because if you hit people with that, oh man, it just shuts them down. They can't use any guns. But this figure's great. And then they made Alien here, another great one, but again, people are having issues, which sucks. It really sucks. There's no other way to say it. But other than that, you know, it's a great figure nonetheless. But yeah, I mean, Mezco's usually super great about QC. I mean, their CEO himself said that he's, you know, opens one and tests it and see before they go out. So I just hope they test more of them, or maybe that stopped. I don't know. But I hope that continues. But these just look so good together. I mean, They even fight in any of the movies. These two particular characters. But man, oh man, they look fantastic. They look so good. All right, let's leave Predator in there. Let's just put one more. Let's grab one more over here. Oh, Alien, you're not gonna stand, are you? He came with so much, like the eggs, like everything. Let's grab Cousin Eddie. So I make my last point about Mezco here. Is I love the Rumble Society. I love the figures, the uniqueness, and even if you just take off the head, you can make a custom out of it, and that's what's keeping me getting them. And I know we're getting a lot of like Marvel characters in DC. Like we're getting like 9 Marvel and 8 DC or something like that. And Marvel aside, we do need Marvel ladies already. We need the X-Men ladies, we need the X-ladies. We need Jean, we need Rogue, Storm. I keep saying this, but oh man, we need some female X-Men. And we have a lot of female in Marvel, you know, like Miss Marvel, Hela, but we need, you know, and in DC we have Wonder Woman, Harley, and Catwoman, but we just need a lot more females on some better bodies. Whatever happened to 10, to Perfect 10? I thought, because I figured her articulation would be a 10. New female body. I thought that was like he's right there. Their tease, you know, 10, she's a perfect 10, she's beautiful, and also I hoped her articulation would be as well. So I'm kind of waiting on that, a new body, and then they can really go in. Let me get Predator out of here for a second as I finish up my point. I only really collect Rumble Society if it could fit in a background or make a good background character, or that's getting expensive, or it could fit into DC. Because I didn't start collecting Mezco for the Rumble Society. A lot of people got into Mezco because of Rumble Society, and that's awesome. They're great figures. I'm not debating that, trying to bring them down. Just I got into them like a lot of people did. For their DC, they make the best DC out there. That Batman from Batman vs Superman, it brought a lot of people into their line, including myself. And yeah, just been waiting more for that. And Mez himself said that, don't worry, Penguin, Riddler, they're all coming. But it's like, when, you know? I mean, I don't want to bring up the lateness of Mr. Freeze, because that's, you know, obviously delays are going to happen. But they have been, he's coming. He's going to come. But it's like one Batman Rogue a year out of 8 or 9 releases that are coming out, including the 3-packs and everything else. They're mostly Batman and Superman. We got Robin, Mr. Freeze, and Flash. And that's it. The rest are Batman, Gaslight, the Batman. And don't get me wrong, I want them. I'm excited for them. I have them pre-ordered. The 2 Supermen, but 3, I think. But I really need Poison Ivy. I really need, and if there's like a thing with the firearms, the DC and their firearms are iffy right now, that's fine. But like, there's plenty of characters you could go around it. I mean, Riddler, if you're doing the Batman Riddler, okay, he needs a gun. But if you're doing Poison Ivy doesn't really need a gun. Comic book Riddler doesn't really need a gun. And you can do Riddler cheap, you know what I mean? Make him the $80 price tag again, because he doesn't really, besides the cane and like a question mark box, maybe an envelope or something. I mean, what does Riddler really need? You could get away with just a bunch of hands, a bunch of heads, and slimming the accessories. Go near bring that price back down and shake up the toy community a little bit. But anyways, I just want more Batman people that are not Batman or Superman already. I mean, there's so many great characters. You know how I feel about Punchline. We'll get into that later. But that's my 2 cents about Mezco. That's where I am about Mezco right now. It's been, I like the Rumble Society. I will be collecting a few more, but I'm holding my money for more Marvel and DC. All right, let's move on to Hasbro, which is a big one. Don't worry, I'm not gonna beat any dead horses here. I know they're not great. You know, they're not great as a company, but the people that are working there, the designers, the sculptors, the writers, animators, the creative people who are creating are the real heart and soul of that place. I just wish the upper top would notice. But as you can see, I talked about this in the Punchline video. This is my custom Tusken Raider with a Customs Cave head sculpt, who, by the way, they print just anything you ask them to do. They can print themselves, sculpt themselves on the computer. Then they print it themselves, and then they paint it themselves, and they ship them themselves. So it's just like a one-person operation. They're not, like I said, making millions. They're just, you know, one creative person who loves this hobby like everyone else, and just makes breathtaking Mezco level masterpieces. Yeah, this is my, if you can't guess, on a Boba Fett body. Yeah, I really like this Tusken. And let me grab a kind of an underrated Star Wars figure that was released by them. Is the Ned B droid from the Obi-Wan series. And you can see he's painted pretty well. I see people's points saying why they don't spend the budget on the live action stuff, which I get. I needed this. I needed a good worker background droid, so this is perfect. I mean, when it comes to collecting Star Wars now, if it's not like somebody I really need, I'm mostly just in it for the background characters, just kind of flesh out the world. And that's kind of what these companies need to understand. And, you know, people in general, just when they, you know, crap on the new movies and stuff like that, like, I'm not going to deny what they were, but the designs and the aliens in them and the ships and just everything else about it, story aside, everything else about it was awesome. Like the designs of them, like all those aliens. And you have to remember, people back in the day didn't like Return of the Jedi, but they kept coming out with all those background obscure aliens and all those figures, and it made the movies better, because it's like you spot that alien in the background, that, oh, I have him, you know what I mean? And then it's like it kind of fleshes out that world a little bit, and it makes the movie a little bit better because you're excited to see that favorite figure of that alien or whatever in the movie. I mean, you can kind of see the point I'm trying to make. They just need to focus on that, and not so many Luke Skywalkers and Mandalorians, for goodness sakes. Like, where's the aliens from Maz's bar? You know, those are crazy good. Like, there's so many in there. I take the whole bar set. I mean, the Cantina aliens they're working on, but dragging on, and, you know, they're doing some video game stuff. And this figure's just articulation is just great. I mean, go all the way up. He is overpriced, of course, with that $30 price tag or whatever. I think he was like $30, something like that. But it's excellent. They have it. And now I hear they're not going to make any more ships? Black Series? What? That's what kept me collecting the 6-inch line, was getting that TIE Fighter. Like, goodness gracious, and now you're going to stop with it? Are you kidding me? That's insane. That's unbelievable. Let's grab some more Hasbros here. But yeah, that's a real shame. I mean, I'll focus on Figuarts and making my own customs then, because that's a bummer. But here's Marvel, and I know people say about She-Hulk and them using the budget on the MCU characters. And I have the comic book She-Hulk, but I just like the She-Hulk so much better. I mean, the green, the sculpt, and this is near perfect articulation. I mean, the pinless, that's just so great. And the way they hid the swivel there was perfect. Gets great range. Not too much of a difference, discoloration in there. You know, it looks pretty good and seamless. And like I said, they just need a joint in there. Some butterflies and maybe the double neck. And she would have been perfect. Perfect. Because yeah, she can punch, but she doesn't get that crossover. You know what I mean? It's more like always a front. Yeah, because that's as far as that goes. But yeah, they have it. They have the talent. Let's leave her in there for a minute. Out of the all the movie stuff, I mean the shows, this was definitely the best one. This is only the really one I picked up. I almost picked up Kate Bishop, but her likeness was just it's just a little off, just not as good as this one. I see people are finding defects with her as a 5-head. She almost has it here too. which is kind of funny. All right, but here's the next Hasbro thing is also G.I. Joe. Now, Marvel, if they look good like this, it's going to be very hit and miss with Marvel and the Marvel Legends and Star Wars. I won't be making any Marvel customs. I've always had a DC lean, but characters that I need, I'll definitely get. I have the Zorana here. I did fix her arm. Just, you can fix it anywhere you want. You could use glue and thicken the peg there, or you can use nail polish. You can put a piece of paper in there and that'll work. I think someone said they shoved it up real tight in there. Yeah, Zorana's great. I mean, she's got all the articulation you need. And look, butterflies in there. Without cheating. Without turning her hands in. Maybe if I even move this strap. Yeah, that you practically touch. If this was a little bit more pliable in there. See, they make the suits, like the clothing, like a rubbery, like softer, but they not soft enough. Close, pretty good. Pretty good, but yeah, she's got the double. So she can go high, she can go real low. Like, that's really excellent. And the head, the neck, which just gets a little bit more than the Valaverses. I made that point during those, during that review as well. But she just needs because they can just get she gets the right over the shoulder kind of. And a quarter turn over the breast look, almost over the shoulder. Just a lot better than the Valaverses. And they can, just in the neck portion here, that. And if I swap her heads, the worst that can happen is this neck will come with it and I could just pull that apart. I don't have to worry about the joint coming off and breaking the body. Like, I've seen that happen, and that's just an old school design that needs to change. But I like how they're in competition with each other, and each company is making, trying to one up and make a better figure. And who wins? Us, the buyers, the consumers. We get to pick and choose. Again, I was going all in on G.I. Joe. And yeah, it's just getting a little out of control. Some of the sculpts are okay. And it's getting to the point where I don't really need to army build, because back in the day, no one did army build like that. Your collection was your army, because you only really got one of every figure, but they made so many, eventually made an army. Yeah, they look good together. They look real good. So I was like, why am I army building? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to have a Joe army in no time. So that's kind of what's happening. And now it's getting to the point where back in the day, where you're kind of picking and choosing which ones you want, because it's getting so darn expensive. So you're kind of telling yourself no. I did have to use the rubber band here. I think I've said that before, to keep the backpacks on. That peg design is just, I get the nostalgia aesthetic, but it's got to go. It's dated. Maybe attach his harness to the bag. So like, make the bag realistic. I mean, like everything else. Even Valaverse does this with the peg. And I think that's, again, super dated. Excuse me. The bags need to be realistic. Or make them cloth good bags. I don't know. I mean, third-party companies can do it. Here's Dusty. He didn't have too many problems. He was pretty good. I did have Dusty as a kid. A lot of people did. That stupid hard hat. So stupid. All right, but let's talk about Valaverse. Let's bring them right in here. The competition. And people have been having problems with her as well, with down here in her shoe. But Valaverse has been making it better. I've seen they've, or the man himself have kind of turned a new leaf. Hopefully, you know, taking criticisms better. Because, I mean, he's a millionaire now, right? Like, you got to remember, people, when you go out there, when you put any kind of art out there, some people are going to call your stuff just pure shit. No explanation. Just be like, you know what, it's shit, you're shit, everything about it's shit. And you got to be able to take that. You have to be able to take it. I've taken negative criticisms before. I've been told my stuff is garbage. You know what I mean? So, you know, from people a lot closer than me, to me. So it's like, you got to be able to take those criticisms. Because at the same time, there's people out there telling you, you're the best there ever was. You're changing the game. I mean, not me personally, but people tell me they like me. But you know what I mean? Like in Baba's Baba, in Baba's respect, he'll be Baba Vala from now on. In Baba Vala, like the Baba Yaga, in Baba Vala case, yeah. I mean, people do dump on him, but people also praise him, and you just gotta take the praise. And yeah, once he said he made $1 million, over like a couple $1 million on these on this line. Like, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good story, considering the way Hasbro treats their talented people. To hear that one broke off, started their own thing, and became a millionaire, that's pretty good. You just definitely got to treat the community right. Just take the negative criticism in grace. Just either say, I'm sorry you feel that way, or ignore it completely. I mean, just take a page from, you know, other people's books, you know, just other companies. I mean, I love the transparency. He gives a lot. Gems. I mean, just golden nuggets all the time. I love all the previews and the insight to everything. You know, a former employee of Hasbro, and then a CEO of our own company, also a designer. It's like many different avenues and point of views and aspects. But yeah, Pandora's great. And then we got clips. So yeah, that's basically the only really flaw about the company. Just take criticisms well, and I think it's just upward and skyward from there. They do have QC issues, but as long as they keep taking care of them, you know, like I said, Mezco will as well. People will walk away, of course, but they'll be back eventually, especially if they're here for years. Of course, their glasses don't extend all the way. Again, these are old McFarlane glasses, but come on, Baba Vela, if you're watching, you got to give them smokes, some silencers, glasses. And I think, like, well, kids may want it. No, these are not for kids. These are not for kids. I'm sorry, these are not for kids. They're 2 figures for $50. What kid? No, they're not for kids. They're for adults. Give them smokes. Go ahead. You have my blessing. Give them smokes. Glasses, too. I mean, McFarlane was doing this in the 90s or early 2000s. Early 2000s. Giving them glasses. Removable glasses. Because a lot of them look so good with the glasses and removable silencers. Just, yeah, we definitely need them. That'd be a nice upgrade. And, of course, the butterfly joints and the neck. Because they have all the perfect articulation too. You know, it's like better than that, but almost as good as that. But again, as I said, these are a little hard feeling. That's a little soft. Series 2 is just right. So yeah, enjoying these. a little bit too much time on these. Let's move on to kind of the last few couple of, I don't want to say companies. I could call them companies, but we'll see. Yeah, I guess they are companies. Let's move She-Hulk out. Well, one more real quick. Valaverse, the Steel Brigade. Exit stage right, Pandora. But yeah, again, just great. Great. But next up, we're going to talk about our third-party companies. No one in particular, just them as a whole. I mean, they're giving us great stuff, like the Men in Black. Don't you think about slapping me. Everyone will forget. Please forget. Forget what happened. Remember Will Smith. Remember Fresh Prince. Please forget. Look in here. But yeah, I mean, come on. Men in Black figures. I didn't review these yet. I think maybe I should. I don't know. We'll see. But gosh, Tommy Lee Jones, Will Smith looks just like them. Cloth goods are great. I mean, all these third-party companies, I don't want to see their competition for Mezco, but kind of like Valaverse to Hasbro, I think of them as an extension. It's like they could give us the stuff that Mezco isn't, or other companies aren't, like freaking Men in Black figures. Let's leave Big Willie out there for a minute. But yeah, so I definitely have a lot of third-party pre-ordered. Well, not a lot, maybe a dozen, decent amount. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for more. I mean, they do the Matrix, Men in Black, Resident Evil, just their own stuff. Oh, Notice Studios. I got to shout out Notice Studios. Definitely, they're also Company of the Year for last year. Unfortunately, I only had one release. It was that 3-pack, but that 3-pack was original, beautiful, perfect articulation. I do have it. I've been seeing beautiful videos about it. Yeah, I really don't have them like out to show off right now, but just these companies are coming out, and that's great, you know, because they're little companies like, you know, everyone else in their garages right now, and basements and attics and dining rooms and closets and wherever you are in your home, doing printing, 3D printing, painting, sewing, making figures. Obviously, we're moving on to Mythic Legions. But yeah, it's just keep it up, everyone. I can't wait. I'm supporting customizers like Customs Cave and Bestly and all these third parties. Let's keep it going. And also other small companies like Mythic Legions, who, you know, Four Horsemen Studios are out of New Jersey. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, I do love Mythic Legions like everyone else. The only problem is the articulation. And I got into it a little bit with them and a couple other people on Instagram about their articulation. Here's the thing about it. I've been collecting Mythic Legions for over 10 years. I have at least 50 figures. Horses, the deluxe figures, wings, knights, orcs, goblins, creatures, minotaurs, skeletons, you name it. The females, the older school females, you know, you name it, I have it. And it's just, after so many, it's just the same articulation. It's just getting boring and redundant. And I know they do it kind of on purpose for customization, but it's okay to upgrade the bodies because they can't get that double sword holding pose. I mean, that's his. Zorana gets a better pose in there. You know what I mean? I don't want them to change up their articulation, but they showed their skeleton figure. And they're like, oh, check out this articulation. And I'm like, yeah, guys, it's 2023. It's time to upgrade. And they're like, oh, and I got, you know, beat up a little bit. And I'm just, you know, I was being respectful. I want to keep collecting Mythic Legions, but not if it's just the same old stuff. I mean, they look great. They look great. They have great shelf presence. And if you like to customize them, that's for you. But if you're in my boat and you're looking for a little bit more, you know, it's just, I think I'm done with them for a while. You know, I want them, I'm more looking for more Warcraft or Berserk kind of stuff. You know, if they could deliver that, that'd be great. But I don't think they're going to. So until they make a dragon, I think I'm gonna just wait. I have the heads pack ordered, and that's kind of it, unfortunately. You know, if they change their bodies, if they upgrade the articulation, I will definitely, even just a little bit, even just add some butterflies just as they can connect. But you know, they just it's just not, they're just not there yet. They're not going to do it. They said they're not going to do it. So, real quick about third party. This Joker. So they're not going to do it. So that leaves more money for me to support other companies, I guess. Call me when you have a dragon, guys. then we'll talk. But here's the Joker Heath Ledger. I mean, look at this thing. Look at this thing. How many layers is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just unbelievable. Chain, real socks. Like, they even got his posture. You know? Like, what? He comes with so much. Like, oh my gosh. I should leave him in there. Because finally, what I'm kind of not mainly going to be focusing on, so it's going to be Mezco, some Figuarts, you know, and the other companies will be hit and miss. And customs. Of course, you've seen the Punchline video. And, you know, I think this is the month where Mezco's showing off their toy fair. I doubt they're going to show off a Punchline, but like I said, I'm just getting tired of waiting. I know it takes a while for them to make their figures. I'm fine waiting the 14 months, but I don't want to wait 2 years for a Batman Rogue. I mean, come on. Like, I keep going at this route, and, you know, I'm going to be 50 years old and only have, like, what, 5 more Rogues? Like, come on. That's like a decade over a decade. Give me a break. We need more DC, like Punchline and just other stuff like that. But I decided to kind of upgrade her a little bit. I think I'm gonna try and find some pleather material and make a dress and kind of redo the body a little bit, make tears in here, paint it, and really just go all in. This is a customs cave, another head sculpt. It's just glorious stuff. My Punchline. I'm pretty proud the way I got these X's and O's pretty good on there, especially down here. Like, look at that. I don't want to brag, but that's a pretty good, nice circle there. It's not easy to do. And I got her laces pretty painted, pretty cleanly there. Yeah, so I'm patting myself on the back. I'm proud of this one. Other than the body's mine, pretty much, but the head is Customs Caves, which is obviously couldn't have had it without him. Like, just looks so deranged. I love it. A couple other points I kind of missed out. Another one about Valaverse is just other companies. It kind of ties in with a third party and stuff like that. Like, I like how they're competition for each other. You know, Valaverse, also, I kind of been getting them just for Metal Gear customs, and if I can mix up enough figures to make a Metal Gear custom, I'll keep collecting from them. But as from now, I think I might be done with them as well. I think I may have got everyone I need. We'll see if they're doing more stuff like Pandora. You know, I may bite, but it's got to be unique and different. And like again, if it could fit in with Metal Gear, I am interested in their vehicle though. Like, holy cow! Like, let me. She stabs him at one point. that armored truck. But yeah, I mean, if it he said he wants to get it below 200, that would be great. The lower he gets that truck, the bigger the kick to the nuts it is to not the Hasbro team, but whoever decided to price it at that point at that 350. I mean, Mezco Neca made the turtle van at like 250, I think. So yeah, if he can get that that down below 200, oh man, what a kick to the nuts, what a kick to the face to whoever decided to make that Charger 350. Just, yeah, so I hope that happens. I may bite on that if it's a good enough price, and it looks good. If it looks cool enough and it's gonna fit into my collection here, because honestly, I just really have some TIE Fighters, the Batmobile, so I need something to go with that, and Hasbro's not gonna deliver on the vehicles. That sucks. So maybe I could move into DC vehicles then. I am actually collecting something else that I did get into. Honestly, we'll actually end on it. Let's get these guys out of here. It's actually a different scale, because that's another thing. It's like, why don't you switch to a smaller scale for Star Wars? And it's like, I don't. Do I have to? You know what I mean? Like, I've been there, done that. They were good when I was a little kid because I had smaller hands, but I have bigger hands, and it's just like, you know, it's just a little too small. The quality's good. They're getting better. It's just, they're a little too small. I don't know. Ooh, let me tease another custom I did real quick before I show you one I've been getting into. But I did tease a Metal Gear one before. She's not quite, well, she's ready, but I got that. Yeah. Yes, with a Customs Cave head sculpt. I'll be showing him off. got a lot to do. I still haven't finished my Brainiac from the last time we spoke. But funny thing is, I'm getting into Warhammer. Warhammer 1/18 scale. I'm giving them a shot. Yeah, it's just, look at this thing. They got about a $40, well, $25 to $80 price tag, depending on the figures and the size. Bigger mechs and vehicles are closer to 100. The big suits that are like 12 inches, so a foot big, are 200, around 160, 170 to 200. So they're not cheap, but they're not bank breakers either. So did that come out there? I don't know. That's supposed to swing. But yeah, and they got, despite being so big, like, they have butterfly joints. Like, come on. I mean, so small, but bulky. So yeah, this is something, because they're a lot bigger. I mean, they're 1/18 scale, but they're not like a tiny little Star Wars guy. Like, they're bulky. But yeah, this is a Chaos. I like the Ultramarines. I like the Tau. I like the Battle Sisters. I like the Necrons. But yeah, if you're interested in the Warhammer, don't get the McFarlanes. Get the Joy Toy Warhammers. They have them on Amazon, on Big Bad. Yeah, these are just great. I'm really getting into it. It's just been this past year, late 2022. I was like, you know what? I really like this. Like, wow. And I didn't realize how much it came out in like 85. So I haven't realized how basically everything ever created after that is a bite or a copy or inspired by Warhammer, like Gears of War, Halo. You can kind of see he's got the Fifth Element aesthetic from those aliens in there. Like, just everything. I'm just like shocked. Like, that's from Warhammer. That's from Warhammer. They stole that from Warhammer. I couldn't, mind blown. And it's just, their lore is just deep. It makes Harry Potter and Star Wars combined look like, and Lord of the Rings, combine all three. Even Lord of the Rings, no, well, Lord of the Rings came out before. But yeah, it makes them pale in comparison to this, the lore of this world. It's just like every faction, and there's like over 100, has an equal amount of lore to rival Harry Potter or Star Wars or something like that. Just, I'm using those as an example of huge world built things. But yeah, the Warhammer, I highly suggest it. So we'll see. They are kind of sucking up some dollars and pulling me away from other companies, but you can't deny this quality. I mean, the paintwork on a 1/18 scale, it's huge. Articulation, detail, like, look at that in the skulls. Sculpt, design, and they have guns and swords, like magical powers, aliens. It's beautiful. But anyways, if you stuck around this long, thank you. You're a true one. Again, hit that bell, hit that notification bell. Where is it? Blast it. It's somewhere. It's somewhere around here. I can't remember. But yeah, get that notifications, because not enough of my subscribers are watching. We have, well, that's according to YouTube analytics. A lot of you are. I do see a lot of you coming back, and I know who the main ones are. You're always commenting and liking and subscribe, and, well, you've already subscribed, but you know what I mean. You're always supporting, what I meant to say is supporting, and I really appreciate it. It really, like I said, I do get some negative, but it really, you know, the positive always outweighs it, and you all have just been so great. And I can't wait to expand and do more. Yeah, and also tell me what you think. I did find, I'm going to try dabbling in editing, but I do like to shoot these all in one take, all in one shot. You know, I mean, I kind of like it. It's kind of like a Saturday Night Live kind of thing. But, you know, don't screw up, and anything that happens is going to stay on there. But yeah, let me know if you think, maybe add some editing or a beginning or end, like an opening or ending. I don't know. We'll see. I definitely need to work on my endings, but I think my intros are okay. But we'll see. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know whenever I put up a video. And most of all, of course, the point of this video, maybe turn your volume down if you have headphones on. So turn it down. You ready? Okay, good. Most of all, most importantly, thank you!